afternoon, evening, cadets and civilians. It's CorporalNosaj here, and I have a special E3 video for you. I am joined today by my dear friend, social media chef, and axe-throwing champion, and multiplayer advocate, Kansas Shuffle, a.k.a. Presto. Shuffle, why don't you say hi to everybody?
Yo! CorporalNosajite. CorporalNosajins? CorporalNosaj Nation. There we go.
Woo! CorporalNosaj
Nation. Thanks for having me on the show. I'm honored to be in the Nosaj Nation.
So, E3 just came out, and there's a lot of things to talk about, and I know you and I are very excited about Nintendo stuff, so I figured that's where we start.
Yes. If you have to, declare the classic, who won E3, I think Nintendo can be argued that they, quote-unquote, won E3.
Oh, I completely agree, without a doubt. I mean, PlayStation was a no-show, but they have their reasons for staying away. Sony has their own little thing that they're doing off to the side. Xbox had its ups and it had its downs. You talk about major competitors, Bethesda and Ubisoft, they're just developers, so I don't even throw them into the mix. But Nintendo, and you're right, they had their dark days, and honestly, you're right, Switch was a gamble that they took, but I think one of the reasons why the Switch worked out so well, and the E3 conference that we just had proved this, is that their ability to work with other developers, other creators, and bring games to their platform that they never had before.
And that's typically not Nintendo's strong point, right? If you think about the success of past consoles, it's always been on the backs of their major franchises. Mario, Metroid, Zelda,
yep.
Smash. Most of the time, the big third-party exclusives or third-party games are going to Xbox and Sony. But this time around, it seems like not all, but a lot of good games are getting ports to the Switch.
And I'll be honest with you, there is, in my opinion, one game in particular that I think led the charge on allowing these other games to come. And in my viewpoint, it's Super Smash. They've been able to bring in all these other fighters from all these other genres, and I think it was back on the last version of Super Smash when they started bringing in the Street Fighter things, and they started bringing things from other developers. That's what started it. And even back then, that's when Phil Spencer was tweeting out saying that he'd be willing to have his content come to Nintendo, and I think that's what really brought all this in.
Well, I'm a Super Smash maniac.
Yes, you are.
So, forgive me if I correct you, but the first big third-party person who I think opened the gates for third-party Nintendo crossovers, at least in the Smash series, was Snake in Brawl.
You're right. Snake does go all the way back to Brawl. I forgot about him.
And Sonic.
Yeah, okay.
Snake and Sonic. Brawl was the first one where you started to get these non-Nintendo characters in there, and it's like, wait a second. Nintendo can, not be Nintendo for a second and bring in other people? That's crazy.
Yeah, because you're right.
So
they've been holding on to their own content for so long.
Let's talk about Smash. So if you saw, let's discuss, because there's something in here.
Smash is so close to your heart, and I know it's your favorite game. So
it's all up in my heart. So Smash, we had 2 character reveals. If you haven't seen videos, obviously you're dumb for listening to this. But spoilers. So the first character revealed was the hero from Dragon Quest.
Which, to me, I had no idea who that was. No idea.
I knew who it was. I didn't watch it live, so someone was like, ooh, character reveal, Dragon Quest. And I was like, this is exactly why I didn't buy the Fighter's Pass. Because, I'm sorry, the last thing we need is another damn sword character, right?
Oh,
I'm sure he's going to be great. I'm not knocking the team. Again, I love Smash, but this is tough love. The hero from Dragon Quest is another sword character, another anime sword character, anime-looking. And from the trailer, it looked like a lot of his moves are from other characters. His his like fire move is Robin's fire move. His I think his up air was Link's up air, and it's like pretty much like a lot of different characters' movesets kind of glued together to make this character. And they did, to a degree, do that to Joker, because Joker has a lot of similarities with Sheik's moveset.
True,
but
yep.
I digress. I'm not a fan of more friggin' sword characters, because we have enough of those. So I was like, Dragon Quest, pretty lame. The other big thing to remember here is Dragon Quest is huge, huge, huge in Japan.
Oh, that is a big market for Sony products, and it's a big market for fighters. And I know.
And if you don't know that Dragon was a hugely successful series in Japan, you just kind of sit here scratching your head, being like, "What is Dragon? What Dragon Ball Quest? I don't understand. It kind of looks like Goku. Like, what's going on here?" So, yeah, but Nintendo saved it by bringing in.
So
I know
buttons and pots. That's all I have to say is buttons and pots. So Banjo-Kazooie has been such a huge, huge game for us when we were younger. And that one particular, or those two particular missions, the Haunted Mansion and the Ice Mission, those were the two puzzle pieces that I always had a hard time getting. I always would call you and be like, I'm missing two. And you'd always say buttons and pots. I have been rampaging for Banjo-Kazooie to come to Smash way back since they first introduced Duck Hunt. I thought Duck Hunt was a fail, and it should have been Banjo-Kazooie from the start. And I'm so happy that they finally did that.
I was always worried that they were going to bring in Banjo-Kazooie and make him an Echo Fighter of Duck Hunt. And it would basically just be Duck Hunt's move with a Banjo-Kazooie skin.
Yep.
And that would be doing our man dirty, but they brought him in properly with an original moveset.
So
personally,
I watched the movesets, I watched some of the fightings, and I'll be honest, the Ultimate is fantastic with all the Jinjos coming in to finally do the Ultimate Smash. Beautiful. It's very reminiscent of the original game. The map that they use, Spiral Mountain, is great, but some of the moves that they showed off at E3 for Banjo-Kazooie kind of left me half excited. I have to see how they play out, how quick they play, but I don't know.
I'm saying right now, I'm super excited for Banjo, beloved character. My man looks like trash. Like, he looks bad. He's got, like, this weird, like, he's got the grenade. That looks like you just walk away from it. He's got what looks like Mega Man's pellets.
Well, the grenade is from Banjo-Tooie, right? That was a grenade that he pops out his back end.
He just looks clunky, which I think is very true to the series. But if he plays in Smash like he plays in the series,
he'll get romped.
My man's getting bopped. Like,
yep. Little Mac would be better fighter than him at that point.
Ooh, that's some heavy stuff right there.
So I originally thought that they would do a Banjo-Tooie pulling Kazooie out using her as a gun. I thought that was going to be the route that they were going to take him, kind of make him a Fox element, but that wasn't the case. So I really don't know how he's not a brawler. I mean, Banjo is, not Kazooie, you know what I mean? So
what would be super interesting is if you remember in the games, you could be Banjo and do all Banjo's moves, but then you could do a move where you basically switch.
Oh, yeah.
And Kazooie would be carrying Banjo, and I doubt that's going to happen because we didn't see any evidence of that in the
Kazooie wasn't very well shined.
But if you had a heavy, slower brawler character in Banjo, and then you had the ability to swap, and then have a very fast but easy to kill character in Kazooie, and you could flip flop between them, that would be Nintendo. Nintendo, are you listening, Nintendo? Please take note. That would be a really cool element. But as of right now, I'm excited for Banjo. Definitely getting him as a DLC character. jury's still out on Dragon Quest guy.
I have no interest for Dragon Quest, I'll be honest with you. Another sword fighter, there's so many as it is. If I really want to play a sword fighter, I'd probably play Link anyway. So, I mean, I'm not that interested. Really, just not.
Yeah. So let's move on. But I will say this, and this is a big statement. I love Banjo-Kazooie. He's one of my most anticipated stuff. I would sacrifice him. I would sacrifice, obviously Dragon Quest guy too.
Yeah.
But I would sacrifice having Banjo. I would have him deleted, ripped out of the game.
You're hurting me.
If I could trade him for improvements in their online play. Because I can't talk about Smash Ultimate without addressing this in some form. And I know it's not E3 related, so sorry for going on a rant here.
I get it. It's something that you and I have talked about before. The online just has some struggles.
No, it's booty butt cheeks. It's doo-doo. It's real bad. It's real bad.
So besides dark ages of Nintendo's history, their entire lineup, what they had, Luigi Haunted Mansion, which boasted having multiplayer, which I thought was kind of interesting because there's a cult following for Luigi.
Yeah.
There's the Dark Crystal game, which I did not see that coming at all.
No, well, it kind of makes sense because Netflix is
producing the movie or the show or whatever it is.
It's going to be a series. It's going to be like a totally remade series. So
there's a old cult following for Dark Crystal people. I just wasn't expecting a game though, especially from Nintendo.
Now that we're talking about it, this brings up a question in my mind. Is once upon a time when Nintendo released the Switch, they said, "Oh, well, we're going to have third-party streaming apps like Netflix and Pandora and all that lovely stuff that was on the Wii U, Amazon Prime Video.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to release those apps shortly. We're working on the deals. Stay tuned." And I have not heard anything about that.
I was going to say, it's been, 2 years and nothing?
Because they are forcing me. My Wii U's on life support. The controller is all messed up. It doesn't charge, but I need it because it's like my hub for a couple things still, unfortunately. And I want to kill it. I want to pull the plug. I'm sorry, Wii U. We had fond memories, but it's time to put your ass out the pasture.
See, I want to bring you into the Xbox age. Forget about PlayStation. I'm not a Sony fanboy, but Xbox would have all of your hub things that you need. You can get rid of that Wii U, and you'd have a better console. Just saying.
Okay, just mail me one. You got my address.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
I mean, the only consoles I've had are Nintendo consoles since PlayStation 2.
Oh, yeah. I actually still have mine, so I hear you. They had Mario Sport, which I'm not really that excited about. Link's Awakening, that's kind of cool. It reminds me of the old Game Boy days. Yep. The updated art style was interesting. I like to see what new mechanics they're going to bring into it now that you've got additional controller support. What other tips and trips and tools you can play with.
Yeah, looks like a good remake.
Another long-loved cult following is Animal Crossing. I know a lot of people who love that game.
Oh my god.
Never played it. Have no interest.
I've also never played it, but people are mad because it got delayed.
Yeah.
It's not coming out until 2020 now.
Honestly, if the game's been delayed for so long, if they say they're going to make it right, there has to be a reason why it's delayed. I'd hate for them to release the game and it's trash, so...
That's true, but a mutual friend of ours who is very passionate about Animal Crossing reminded me that the last core Animal Crossing game came out in... I think she said it was 2012. Is that right?
That I mean, we can Google this. That could be right.
That's horrible. I can understand. Like, you haven't had a game in your series come out since 2012, and it's supposed to come out. It's E3, and they're like, sorry guys, maybe next year. Like,
maybe.
Oh, that hurts.
So.
Anyway.
The other topic, the other game that they announced that I was pretty excited about was Super Mario Maker 2.
Yo.
I loved the first one.
Yes.
I love the first one.
I am ready to troll the hell out of you again.
I mean, my son played that game. I had a lot of fun playing that game and testing out other people's worlds. I liked creating different types of traps. You made things almost impossible for me to do, that you have to have the right speed in order to get through stuff.
The real name of that game is Make Your Friends Mad Designer. That's what it is.
It's only fun if you record it, though. So
when you beat your friends so bad in Smash that they refuse to play you one-on-one anymore, you make them play your Mario Maker levels.
Yeah, and then you send them to the grave crying.
Yes. I am still pumped for Mario Maker 2. We could do an entire episode on that, and we probably will when it comes out, and it's going to be filled with profanity.
Yeah,
so
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. The little children who watch these things need to grow up sometime. There is one game that was announced that I never ever thought there'd be a sequel to, and I've loved Zelda since day one. Ocarina of Time is the greatest game in the world. Breath of the Wild totally opened up the genre to a space that I didn't think, an open world space that I didn't think they'd really do that well again, like they did with Ocarina of Time, but they did it and they nailed it. Breath of the Wild 2, I was not expecting at all.
Especially because, like, it didn't come out that long ago. Well, I mean, I guess...
No, because it did come out for the Wii U, remember? And then they ported it to the Switch.
Yeah, you're right. So, it seems like it hasn't...
Yeah. I've done a full playthrough of that game twice now because it came out on 2 different consoles. So when I think about it like that, then it makes sense. And I also think about it as Ocarina of Time was so huge and so beloved. It's been said that the only other Zelda game that's as beloved is the Breath of the Wild. The next game to come after Ocarina of Time was Majora's Mask. And it took place in the same world, the same engine, same gameplay style as Ocarina of Time, so it makes sense. If you think about it like that, it makes sense that Breath of the Wild would be in the same vein, or Breath of the Wild 2, the next sequel, will be in the same vein as the original.
And I've heard that the Breath of the Wild sequel is going to be quote-unquote darker than Majora's Mask. Which is a very, very interesting thing to hear.
I'm all about the dark space.
I think this Breath of the Wild sequel is going to be the equivalent of Majora's Mask for Ocarina of Time. I don't know how Majora was pretty dark.
It was. I mean, death of everybody on the planet. I mean, come on.
And now imagine that level of darkness in an open world, modernized. Like, I don't need to sleep. That's fine.
That's fine. I'm all about it. I am all about it. Was there anything else from the Nintendo conference that really stood out to you? Game that Nintendo had announced that I have great admiration for its history, but I do not like the direction that it's currently in, and that's the new Pokemon. Sword and Shield.
Direction.
I am a purist. The original Pokemon is what I love. I love the fact that they brought a Breath of the Wild open world gameplay to it. I think that's phenomenal, but I have no personal connection to any of these characters. These Pokemon, they look like one of them is a corgi. One of them is a corgi, and it's got different colors. It's not interesting to me.
Okay, I can, as a fellow old man, I can relate to that. But
I need my original Ash Ketchum back. I need my Pikachu and my Charizard, and I'll be set. Why change up a good thing? Pokemon Go had it right to start out with the original and then bring in the next generations as you move forward. That's the direction they should have went with.
I do not agree because I would say the vast majority of people who are playing Pokemon have played every Pokemon game. So if you made all those people trudge through 6 or 7 generations of old Pokemon that they've been catching for years, people would riot.
Yeah.
I'm okay with going into a new world not knowing any of the guys that I'm looking at. Because I think that is interesting to some degree.
I
because
see.
It's like discovering Pokemon all over again. And some of them, I mean, not the new, but like I've learned a lot of the new ones because I still play Pokemon Go. So I'm not like totally like grandpa'd out where I don't like anybody besides like the starter guys.
Yeah. Okay. So different take. Different understanding. I think that I agree with you. Maybe I need to explore it and give it a chance. Maybe I am being an old man, but I don't know. The original is where my heart's at. So
the open world and the online multiplayer, being able to do co-op raids, that is what got me from, oh, this is interesting, to like, maybe I should pre-order that.
Oh, no. Okay, so yeah, I'm still hesitant on giving it a pre-order stamp, but I'm definitely, because of those things, it is going to be, once it's either on sale or I've got the money for it, I'll go ahead and buy it.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm probably not going to. I like hunting for food.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
good game.
Thanks for joining me tonight. Tell the nation where they can find you.
You can find me, Kansas Shuffle 8, on Twitter at Hello Presto. That's pretty much it.
Hello Presto. All right.
Hello Presto on Twitter. I Twitch, stream sometimes under Kansas Shuffle. Maybe we'll do some more Smash After Dark streaming in the near future. But yeah, just Twitter, Hello Presto is where you want to.
All right. I'm CorporalNosaj. You can find me at every single social media source under CorporalNosaj. Thanks for listening in. I hope you guys have a great day. Until next time, over and out.
Bye.